Yep. Yeah, I had to analyze some storage, free up some space, yo. Better my conversation I was having. I just wish that people would stop trying to bring up old past history during Black History Month and change the narrative and talk about the differences that have been made in certain areas. Because you got a lot of nationalities, you got all different walks of life: Black, white, Hispanics, Indian, Arabian, all different types of walks of life that have come together to make a change. History is being made right now. My son is 11 years old, but when he started kindergarten, that's when the first wave of COVID started. Um, his generation of children that are going through school right now, they are making a change, and it's everything that they're going through in life right now in school is gonna affect their generation for years to come down the line. Change is being made, but for the better. It's more gonna be. It's gonna work easier, more efficient. Everything's already put into place. It is. People just have to do away with the old ways of life and focus on the new that is right in front of their very eyes, where they can see. You know what I'm saying? But older people, a lot of your older people struggle because they were traumatized. They were traumatized. But I want them to realize. I want people to realize. Hey, man, I want people to realize the amount of help that the white community gave to the Black community to help them better themselves. Section 8 housing was created for white people, by white people. Yes, it was. But who do you see mostly living in them now? So you have to be thankful. Um, I hate to see people keep bringing up the past when that happened, when certain things 200 years ago, 40, 50 years ago, whatever. Some of those people that talk about that, they were children. They were traumatized as children by seeing that. But ain't none of that stuff going on no more. You got more violence in the Black community amongst themselves. Ain't nobody walking around. Black people lynching themselves, man. For real. Say what you want to say. I'm just tired of people trying to keep stuff divided. Um, the mix you have a mixed children. Mixed children are gonna rule the world before long. Because man, we done got past that whole, man. People always talk about slavery and stuff like that, but they go out there and get on cruise ships. That right there should be disrespect. They should look at it as disrespect every time they go out there on a cruise ship and want to go to another country. They adapt to their ways when they go to other countries, and they clap and they pay for it. So don't be tricked and fooled either, because not everyone that came over on those ships with Christopher Columbus were slaves. Because you had some Black people that came over with Christopher Columbus who were wealthy, who owned slaves. Black people owned slaves. Black people were going to Africa and buying other slaves from Black people. There was slavery in Africa. And tell people the truth, man. Free your mind. Don't keep going to school and let people tell you what they think they want you to, or they teach you what they want you to know. But the truth is really hidden in the books, and it be the chapters they skip over. And I don't history. I love history class. I love that. That was the reason why I got so observant and I started reading different things. Because history class was my favorite. I love that. I love history class. I love algebra 1, 2, 3. I learned Latin. Uh, chemistry, geometry was alright, but then you start learning all them different shapes and measurements and all that. That still made no sense, man. I learned carpentry. Like I say, man. Even when after I finished high school, graduated high school, I went to Wake Tech and I started doing college transfer. Then I started doing air conditioning heat. And I took that more seriously because I want UPS. I'm sorry, working in the back of them pulling freight from the back of a trailer and hot in the middle of summertime. You can keep that job. Working for Coca-Cola that was off of South Wilmington Street back in the day. That job sucked too. I'm for real. I want to keep the Astro van though. That was pretty cool. Man, I should have kept the Astro van that had the Coca-Cola. That was a cool little van. But then you had what else? Yeah, what else I worked? I just started doing action and heat. I did. And I took that more seriously because see, back when I was running with a group of people I used to run with back in 05 and 06, the real Bragg Street bullies, they were paying people who was going to school to stay off the streets, learn a skill or a trade. Matter of fact, our whole crew paid for a whole dude to become a lawyer. I ain't gonna say his name, but he's a lawyer now. Yeah, doctors. I had females, older women who were paying for my schooling. 5G was giving me money when I was 17 to stay in school because she knew I was gonna be somebody. But hey man, it is what it is, man. People spread rumors and lies about you all the time. But see, I was already part of the crew. 05, 06, 07. Duck, who is Chocolate's daddy, in the real Raleigh Red. I used to play basketball at Raleigh, the tall, light-skinned one with freckles on his face with curly hair. We used to play basketball at the Brad Street Park every morning before I went to school. They put me on to the set back in them days. And it was some more people. But I was in school, so a lot of people, the younger people didn't see me. They were paying me. I learned a skill. I was working on cars, doing air conditioning, heat, framing, drywall, masonry. I was doing stuff like that behind closed doors. So when everybody saw me by myself, who didn't know I was already part of the crew. So I looked at it as disrespect in 2023 when the ones I called my brother allowed other ones to call themselves, try to jump on me and leave me in the street. And it was, like I said, it was a police officer. It was a police officer, and I still talk to him to this day, who made sure I got to the hospital on time. Because my brothers, the ones I call my brothers, attacked me for the wrong reasons. That's the reason why I don't do that whole, I don't hang with groups anymore. When you learn how to lean and depend on God, you don't need nobody else. But everybody knew back in the day, I boy, shoot, you couldn't tell me nothing. I was stepping on stuff by myself. You're more powerful alone. Because when you're in groups, most likely, the ones around you know your next move. So that's shoot. I ain't gonna stick too much on that, man. I'm a very good father, very involved father, very involved father with my son's upbringing, making sure he don't have to go through none of the stuff that I went through. Even though I stayed in the suburbs, because my mama had a good job, but people didn't know I was going through some of the same struggles in life they were going through. Just because the walls in one area look bigger than the walls in another area, sometimes people don't realize what's going on the other side of that wall. Might be eating the same thing you eat, ramen noodles. Sometimes I might have a good meal. Back in them days, yeah. But my mama was a single. She got remarried. But a lot of people, my mama, she liked to buy things. She was in debt. She did. And she knows she liked to buy things. So sometimes people look rich. They be surviving. For real. Anyway, I ain't gonna hold you up, man. Good to see word. And feature spirits, feature that shall be blessed. Be encouraged.